Sporter-looking crossover uses the same platform and engines from the X1, 2 Series Active Grand Tourer and Mini Countryman. How many SUVs is BMW making now if you include this all-new X2? Seen here in official pictures for the first time in production-ready form, the number of SUVs BMW is making is 6. Like how the sporty X6 and X4 are to their X5 and X3 relatives, the X2 is the racier model of the X1 and was first previewed by a concept late last year. Although the X2 shares the same 2,670mm wheelbase of the X1, it is slightly shorter in overall length thanks to smaller overhangs. And combine this with a shorter height, the X2 is rightfully the sporty cousin of the family-oriented X1. BMW has introduced 2 new design elements in the X2, including a kidney grille whose outline is wider at the base and the brand's logos on the C-pillars. There's also a new trim called M Sport X which has a distinctive side skirt design to emphasize the ruggedness of an SUV. SAV in BMW speak meaning sport activity vehicle. It's an SUV. Is it front-wheel drive like the X1? The X2 uses the UK L2 platform that also underpins the 2 Series Active Grand Tourer and Mini Countryman. There are 4 engines to choose from initially. The petrol ones, all hooked up to a new 7-speed dual-clutch automatic, include 20i using 192 horsepower 2.0-litre 4-cylinder and 18i employing 140 horsepower 1.5-litre triple. The diesel alternatives, paired with 8-speed torque converter automatic, comprise of the 150 horsepower 18D, 190 horsepower 20D and 231 horsepower 25D. While most of them get 4-wheel drive, the 18i and 18D can be had with front-wheel drive. Which one will BMW sell in Thailand? BMW says the global market launch of the X2 will start in March next year. The good thing about the X2's engine range is that all manage to emit CO2 less than 150 gkm, enabling for 30% excise tax in Thailand. Which model the Thai BMW office chooses to sell will probably depend on which price point they want to cover initially and in the subsequent months. Due to its loftier position over the X1, the X2's competitive price range would be around 2.5 to 3 million baht. The closest rival to the X2 in terms of size and concept would be the Range Rover Evoque which, however, is priced high up in the 4 million baht range.